The sea has always held its stories. But some are older than we can imagine. There's something humbling about seeing a sea turtle move. Slow, certain, as if it's carrying centuries on its back. It always amazes me how they navigate back to their birthplace. In Koroni, the beaches play a crucial role in this life cycle, providing essential nesting grounds for these remarkable creatures. But first, I'm headed to Rose's Airbnb, my welcoming retreat that promises a perfect start to my journey in Koroni. I came to Koroni not just for the view, but for the effort beneath it. To walk the shoreline with Archelon, marking nests, reading tracks, and helping in the preservation of the amazing careta turtle. That means waking up at 4 a.m. and getting ready to walk the long sandy Zaga beach on the lookout for new nests. It is now 5:30 and I am going to Zaga Beach with Archelon to find the sea turtle nests and note down all the activity of the careta. So yeah, I'll see you there. Archelon has been protecting Greece's sea turtles since the 1980s. Every summer, volunteers come from all over the world to walk these beaches at first light, before the heat, before the crowds, before the stories in the sand are lost. And sure enough, it doesn't take long for our first nest. A fresh, white trail carved into the sand tells us a turtle came ashore not too long ago.
That's usually the way it goes.
The volunteers get to work. They read the track like a map, trace it to where she stopped, and begin the careful task of locating the eggs. Then comes the decision. Is it high enough above the tide line? Because too close to the sea, and the eggs risk drowning before they ever hatch. Once the spot is confirmed, the nest is marked and protected. A simple barrier against curious dogs, wandering feet, and whatever else might come sniffing in the night. With the nest protected, we erase the trail she left behind. It helps us avoid false alarms tomorrow and keeps wandering eyes from finding what was meant to stay hidden. Here at Zaga Beach, the stretch is long. Over 3 kilometers of soft, shifting sand. We walk it all, eyes scanning the shoreline for tracks, deeps, disturbed patches that might mean a nest. And this morning, there were a lot of tracks. They tell the story of a creature who moves so differently on land than in the water, fluid and graceful beneath the waves, slow and steady as she presses on through the sand. It's always a bit astonishing how far she has to drag herself to reach the right spot, It's a quiet kind of devotion, one that leaves behind a trail and, if we're lucky, a nest. And so the mornings come and go. Occasionally, we come across signs of jackals or dogs that have found their way to the nests, leaving behind empty shells where eggs once were. We then assess the damage, counting how many eggs were lost, how many were spared, and reinforce the protection around the nest, hoping to keep the remaining safe until they hatch. Most mornings blend into each other, long walks, waves, tracks. But some other mornings, we get a closer look at what lies beneath the sand.
They're actually quite durable.
They have to have something going on for them because everything else is against them.
Yeah.
He says the Normandy beach had less casualties at war than the turtles do.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Indeed, out of 1,000 eggs that hatch, only one of the turtles will reach adulthood. Each mother lays around 100 eggs, gently covers them, and then goes back into the sea. No protection, just instinct, and the odds stacked against them.
One.
This nest was laid too close to the waves, so after careful consideration, the volunteers decide to relocate it.
One.
It's a grueling task, especially under the ever-rising sun that, despite our best efforts at an early start, finds us at midday, knee-deep in the sand, counting one by one the many eggs we have to move. We take care to transfer the surrounding sand as well, still damp from the protective fluid the mother turtle released when laying her eggs.
Well done.
Even the order in which the eggs are placed back into the new nests matters. Those nearer to the surface will be warmed by the sun and develop into females, while the cooler, deeper ones will become males. It's a meticulous process, and every step matters. A few final scribbles in the logbook, its pages now swollen with sun-faded notes. And that's the morning wrapped. By 1 p.m., we've walked the full 3 kilometers. When I finally make it home, all I want is a cold shower to rinse off the sand and the lingering smell of decay that clings after unearthing old nests. And so another quiet afternoon begins. Koroni's calm settles in, the soft flutter of swallows, the quiet pulse of the sea, and the steady rhythm of life unfolding. With the hours stretching ahead, I usually find myself wandering up towards the castle. It stands as it always has, massive, weathered, watching over the sea. Koroni's castle isn't just a relic, it's a survivor. First built by the Byzantines, then fortified by the Venetians in the 13th century, it once guarded one of the most important ports in the Peloponnese. If you look closely, you can still find the old Venetian coats of arms etched into the stone. But for all its imposing scale, it's the stillness that catches you off guard. The battlements are quiet now. Fig trees lean through the crumbled walls. Goats move through the ruins like they belong there. And just like the beaches we walk each morning, the castle is a place of quiet preservation. It's taken immense effort to keep it standing. Centuries of wind, salt, and siege have worn it down, but it's thanks to the dedication of locals quietly patching, rebuilding, protecting, that it hasn't eroded entirely into the sea. It's the same instinct, really, whether it's a clutch of eggs hidden in the sand or the stones of a crumbling wall. Something in us wants to protect what has endured, what still matters. Because once it's gone, it doesn't come back. Near the town square, below the castle walls, a small piece of heritage remains: Rachel's Bakery. Before the sun even rises, fresh loaves of bread are baked here, as they have been for generations. The heat of the oven doesn't take long to make my cheeks turn bright red, but Rachel gently smiles and tells me you get used to it. The central hub of village life maintains the old ways, keeping machines to a minimum and crafting bread and pastries by hand. It is with the rustle and bustle of the bakery in the early morning light that the village of Koroni awakes. Slowly, the fishermen come back from the late night catch. The volunteers of Archelon make their way to the beach. The truck is being filled with freshly baked warm bread. And Rachel serves me a very hot and very delicious slice of burrata. Layers of thin, flaky phyllo dough wrapped around a creamy, sweet custard filling. It's dusted with powdered sugar and cinnamon. Simple, warm, and very indulgent. The perfect morning treat to start the day. After a morning back at the beach, trading sand and watching out for turtle tracks, I returned to Rose's Airbnb. Her beautiful place, tucked quietly between lush nature and just 5 minutes from Koroni, offers a perfect refuge. It's where I can unwind, listen to the gentle rustle of the trees, and enjoy a simple lunch. It's actually already been a very long day, and tonight we go back to the beach to see if we can spot some turtles coming out of the sea. We'll have to be actually very quiet because we don't want to disturb them and we want to have any lights, so it's going to be quite fun. So we have to go there around midnight to 1 a.m. because that's usually when they get out to lay their eggs. We have to be very careful because we don't want to scare them. But let's see if we can spot one. There's nothing better than a Greek salad for lunch. So fresh. As with every summer day, even one where I'd wake up at 3 a.m., I still find myself wanting to explore the crystal blue beaches around Koroni. On this beach, the locals have stepped up to protect the nests where Archelon can't always be present, quietly carrying the weight of preserving nature's fragile balance. After a peaceful afternoon by the sea, Soto and I make our way back to the beach, but this time at night. The towering castle watches over us, its silhouette softened by the comforting darkness that keeps the nest safe. Flashlights are forbidden. We walk slowly along the shore, eyes alert for turtles, moving carefully so as to not disturb these quiet visitors. And suddenly, a noise. We stand back and watch in the dark as a turtle makes its way to the beach. And so the days slip by. When I didn't wake up at dawn, I would linger in slow sunlit mornings, savoring the soft warmth that fiddled through the windows. Afternoons were spent soaking up the golden sun on quiet beaches, and the evenings unfolded at the local tavern with dear friends. The scent of jasmine drifted on warm evening breezes, and the cicadas sang their endless song. Some afternoons, the only thing to do was float in the shallows, letting the cold bite of the sea offer an escape from the scorching heat. Rosie's father tended to the little garden with patient hands, coaxing life from the earth, and I would often steal away for a cool, comforting tea break beneath the generous afternoon shade. I worked and followed the volunteers whenever possible, walked the beaches up and down again and again, walked among the many olive groves that make this place in the Peloponnese so special. And I loved every second at this beautiful little cottage tucked away between hills and sea. None of this would have been possible if not for my amazing friend Rosie. With whom I would enjoy delicious local wine on her rooftop in the evening. And before I knew it, hatching season was upon us. You notice the change in the sound first. Tiny, uncertain tracks going in all directions. The light pollution at night often makes it harder for the tiny ones to find the sea. And not everything watching from the dunes is here to help. We built small screens from reeds and woven mats, just enough to block the glare of the nearby lights. But each morning, we'd find them trampled or torn. The soft illumination of the full moon provides the hatchling with crucial cues, steering their delicate journey towards open water. The moon's glow is said to be the blessing of Artemis, guardian of the wild, watching gently over every fragile step taken under her watch. And as much as part of me wants to be there to help them out, we need to let nature take its course. Walking through Koroni streets, you realize mornings aren't about urgency. They're about catching the small moments, like blossoming flowers near the castle walls, the soft click of cups from the corner cafe, and the smell of freshly baked bread once again. We're planning a slow afternoon on the water, and Rosie leads the way through Koroni's narrow streets. Going from bakery to local market, we pick up fresh tomatoes, olives, and local sausages, the simple ingredients that will bring our Riganada to life. In a small town like this, it's no surprise that Rosie knows every vendor by name and greets them like old friends. Captain George welcomes us on his boat, and off we go for a ride. From the water, Rosie points out the edge of the castle where part of the wall has already collapsed into the sea. You can clearly see the patchwork of old and new stone, quiet signs of the effort it takes to keep it standing. A little later, we spot a windsurf board drifting sideways, its sail half submerged. Captain George steers us towards it, and with a little bit of effort, we bring it back to a very relieved swimmer on the shore. Once anchored, Rosie starts preparing riganada, a slice of freshly baked bread topped with grated tomato, local olive oil, dried oregano, and a crumble of svela cheese. It's a dish full of childhood memories for our friends from Koroni, something their grandparents would throw together before an early school day. And for a little while, with salty hands and full bellies, Nothing else really mattered. This place has a certain kind of pull I can't easily describe. It feels like it quietly slipped out of my childhood memories. Perhaps it's the fact that my great-grandma lived here that makes this place feel like it's always been a part of me, like a soft memory just waiting to be remembered. With all its history, nature, culture, and beautiful scenery, I can see why many people choose to spend all their vacations here. This place is very, very quiet. We are only 5 minutes away from Koroni by car, and yet we are surrounded by trees, olive groves and vines. You're just lost in nature right next to one of the best beaches of Koroni. But you're still not cut off from the city. It's just really an amazing location. And all you can hear is just birds, crickets and other animals. It's really nice. So we're now in August, and the baby turtles have started to hatch, which means that every morning I go back to the Saga beach with Archelon, and we're trying to spot baby turtles that have hatched overnight. They tend to come out around midnight and 1 a.m., like late at night, when the sun is actually less warm. And it's just been an amazing experience seeing the baby turtles just making their first steps and reaching the sea, helping them out as much as we can. It's been really amazing. Tonight we're actually gonna go with my mother and Rosie at the beach again during the night to shade one of the nests that's bound to hatch overnight. It's predicted to hatch either today or tomorrow, and we're gonna be there because it's right next to a football stadium, so there's a lot of lights, and we're gonna shade it because we don't want them to get confused. They have a tendency of following the brighter light because I think it's the moon reflecting on the ocean. So we're gonna go there and try and help them out to find their right way. So it's gonna be nice. Hope we can help. Anyway, I'm gonna drink my tea and then I'm gonna start getting ready. See you there. Bats skim low over the sand, and from the hills behind us, jackals begin to call. Out here, the hatchlings have more to worry about than just the lights.
Look at this.
Hi. So, I'm surrounded by 3 nests that should be hatching, have already started hatching a few days ago, and continue hatching overnight. And unfortunately behind me, as you can see, there's a lot of light pollution. So this is why they put the shades around the nest. I'll just wait to see if we can maybe wait a bit and see if we can see any turtle hatching and help them find the right direction. After a good hour of stargazing in the dark, we started hearing tiny noises coming from the nest. Sure enough, when we eventually turned on our lights long after the noises had stopped, we saw tiny tracks leading to the sea. I was back on the beach before sunrise, sand still cool underfoot, sky just starting to shift. It started like one of our usual shifts on the beach, when suddenly I heard someone calling our attention.
Kalimera. Oh yes. Oh, poor thing.
A baby turtle, alone and heading the wrong way. Somehow it had made it through the entire night, crawling uphill instead of toward the sea. It had survived the jackals, the cats, the dogs, and the many pitfalls. And now, just as the sun was about to rise, it had found us.
You must be terrified and exhausted.
It seems quite strong still, considering that you walked around so much.
All night long.
Going anywhere.
We gently redirected it, but didn't bring it to the sea. That walk across the sand imprints the beach into their internal compass. Decades from now, if she's a female, that memory will guide her back here to lay her own eggs. If we carry them, we erase that connection. Lost and disoriented, we watch her closely, gently trying to show her the way. Later that morning, we started digging out a few nests we suspected hadn't made it.
I've done hatchling season 4 times.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes hatchlings get trapped under the surface, too deep, too tangled, or just too slow. And once the sun rises, the sand hits fast. If they have dug themselves out too close to the surface and haven't made it out by then, they don't stand a chance.
There are fox footprints, and then baby turtles coming out of a nest. And if you follow the tracks, unfortunately they disappear, which potentially means they were eaten. The tracks never make it to sea.
Even when a nest's been raided, we still dig it out. We count the empty shells, the broken ones, and anything that didn't make it. And most importantly, we check if anyone has been left behind.
This one is hatching. It's alive.
Sometimes we get some nice surprises. Amongst the chaos of this nest being raided, this little one was particularly lucky. Their walk to the sea might look small, but it means everything. It's where they build the strength for what comes next, to fight the waves, to rise for air, and to stay alive. It can seem cruel letting them struggle like this, but without this first journey, they won't survive the next. Carry them, and they would drown.
What we call life pips.
Oh, hello, you.
Hi guys. Hi dude.
So we carefully have them out of the
Yeah. Welcome.
Oh, lucky you.
Bravo.
Ooh, and this is a strong one.
Yeah, strong one.
It's making a run for it. No. Ah! Oh, he turned around. There. Oh, there's another one.
Another one.
Well done. Yeah, this is a bit too hard for you, isn't it? There you go, one.
Most hatchlings won't make it, but the ones that do will spend decades at sea, crossing entire oceans before maybe, just maybe, returning here one day to start the cycle all over again. Across Greece, Archelon cares for all turtles. Turtles injured by boats, fishing lines, or plastic. Some arrive with swallowed hooks or tangled in nets, barely clinging to life. But with time and care, many of them get a second chance. As our time in Koroni was coming to an end, we couldn't miss out on one last Panighiri. Platefuls of roasted pork, Greek salads, and a cooling beer. Lively music playing aloud and surrounded by our lovely friends. It's all rhythm in the end, steps we've learned, in water or on land. We follow the music, the turtles follow the current. In parallel worlds, close but never truly meeting. A quiet instinct to return, to repeat, to belong. You feel it here, that easy calm that makes Koroni feel like home. And I already know I'll be back.
Do